You want me to start that?
Thank you so much for joining us outside for the dedication of the Willowbrook Mile. My name is Nora Santiago. I'm an urban policy analyst here at the College of Staten Island. I'm also a co-chair with Catherine for the Willowbrook Legacy Committee. The dedication of the mile has a very special significance for me. As you know, I'm one of the co-chairs, and I'm so happy to see this project completed. Cementing this project into the history of our campus is such an important milestone for the College of Staten Island, and I'm so thrilled to be part of it. The mile commemorates the decades of struggle that took place in Willowbrook and other institutions, as we know. And we are here today to remember the tragic institutionalization that people with disabilities had to face, and how far we came from that moment, how far we are, how happy we are to have services for people and live in much better conditions than they used to. And then second note, I'm a mother of a young man with autism who's here helping us today. My son Nathaniel is... There he is. All right. Thank you, Nate. As a mother, I strive and to be a fervent advocate for make sure that his needs are met, and then also that anyone who needs they are met, and they can avoid similar outcomes like Willowbrook. Sorry, it's hard to follow the text. It's too emotional. I'm sorry. And I just want to thank everyone who is here for your support. It's just so amazing to see everyone. I mean, this is just an incredible event, and this couldn't be done without the tireless advocacy, decades of advocacy, as we know, and all my colleagues at CSI, because everyone chipped in, as you can see. So I'm very grateful for that. All right, I would like to ask some of our special guests. We have so many special guests here today. Everyone is special. But we're opening ceremony, but I would like to ask Mike Cusick, Assemblyman Mike Cusick, to say a few words.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be part of this event here today. I was asked about 7 years ago by the College of Staten Island and by the organizers of this great idea if we could help allocate state funding to the Willowbrook Mile. And of course, I jumped on it because not only the significance of having a mile that will depict the history of Willowbrook and where it was and the future, the present and the future, but also it was a personal thing for me too. I believe that I got into public service and public life because of a woman who was involved in this, Betty Conley. And I know her daughter Alice is here. I just see her over there. Alice, good to see you. And it was Betty Conley's dream and her life, and with the help of many of the folks who are here today, to close down Willowbrook. She would be so proud. She saw the College of Staten Island come here and come to fruition. But I know that she'd be so proud of this day and this mile, because this is the story of Willowbrook, from the bad past to the bright future. And that's what's important about today. You know, as an elected official, we get to fund, and many of my colleagues are here today to support this today, we get to fund many projects. And we name things, or we have ceremonies that signify a name of a project. This is so important because we have young people on this campus who will now continue the legacy of Willowbrook by the knowledge that they gather from this great idea of having a Willowbrook Mile. So I want to thank all of you involved, the college, the board of the mile, everybody, the Staten Island Developmental Disabilities Council, Geraldo Rivera, everybody who is here, the folks that were at Willowbrook. I want to thank you because today is significant because we cut a ribbon, but it will continue this legacy with our future my kids, your kids, grandkids will know the history of Willowbrook, and for that, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker, Jay Chesanoff, if you can please come up. Jay is the chair, the CSI Foundation Adopt a Bench campaign.
Good morning to all, or should we say good afternoon to all. At least I'm a first in welcome everybody this afternoon. I was supposed to speak behind President Lynch. I hope this isn't an indication that I'm being elevated from a role that's very different than President Lynch, quite not as significant or as important. But it's truly an honor and a privilege for me to join you here in a number of capacities. I primarily join you here as a representative of the CSI Foundation and also as the chair of an Adopt a Bench committee. And the Adopt a Bench committee has been a fundraiser, an effort to basically beautify our campus. But today it takes on so much greater significance as it's incorporated into this dedication of the Willowbrook Mile. You'll notice that the benches are located at each of the stations. This particular location is the Holleran Hospital at one point in time, which is quite significant in that basically the donors for the bench that it will reside here is the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. How apropos, how apropos. You know, early on in our campaign, we had many fundraisers. We had a private fundraiser, the gracious home of Dr. Sear, I remember so well, as if it was only a year or two ago, but as a result of COVID, it was probably 4 years ago. But at that point in time, I had the pleasure and opportunity to hear someone who I only knew primarily through the golfing community speak so passionately and about Willowbrook State School. And that was Diane Buglioli. I just call her ma'am. But Diane spoke so passionately, and it was so inspiring at that point in time, and it had such an impact on me and on the significance of what we were going to do and how our campaign could truly grow and elevate and be so much more beneficial to the college over such many decades into the future. So this really was a very important moment in time. But you all will have the opportunity to learn more and more about the Adopt a Bench campaign by noticing in each of the stations there's information that can help you learn about how you can possibly be part of the signage program for this program. I want to congratulate each and every one of you who are here today who have been part of this wonderful, wonderful Willowbrook Legacy Project. I am just so honored and humbled, you know, as a Staten Islander. I stand here so proud as an alumnus of the College of Staten Island, knowing and having witnessed the engagement, the involvement, and the support of the college in this collaborative project. So what a beautiful day. Thank you all so much.
I'm going to ask Laura Kennedy to come up. Laura Kennedy is a past president of the Arc of New York and president-elect of the Arc of the U.S., speaking on behalf of the plaintiffs of the Willowbrook consent judgment.
Good afternoon, and great weather we have. It was planned. Yep. Willowbrook matters. Willowbrook was the battleground in the struggle for civil and human rights for people with developmental disabilities. I speak to you as a mother of an adult daughter with a developmental disability. My daughter and our family and thousands of many others are the direct beneficiaries of the Willowbrook legacy. Here today are people who lived at Willowbrook, and they are joined by self-advocates, parents, educators, agency staff, journalists, lawyers, and government officials, all who work to close Willowbrook and continue to work to ensure that people with disabilities are fully included and valued members of the community. I speak today as a past president of the ARC New York, formerly NYSARC, a lead plaintiff in the Willowbrook litigation, along with the other parents you see today who fought to change the world for their children. And they did. And I am thankful and grateful. This ribbon cutting today for the Willowbrook Mile legacy is not the end of our journey. We have thousands more miles ahead of us. Our advocacy must continue today, tomorrow, and all of our tomorrows. We must listen to the words of the poet. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but we have promises to keep and miles to go before we sleep. And miles to go before we sleep. Willowbrook matters. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you. Eric, would you like to come up to me? Eric, come up to me so I can just take it. Yeah. All right. Eric Goldberg is a member of the SIDDC board and a self-advocate and a member of the Willowbrook Legacy Committee.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming to the Willowbrook Mile ribbon cutting. We hope this continues to bring light to the cause. Remember, light to the cause. Repeat, light to the cause. Thank you.
Hey, bravo,
Geraldo Rivera is here today, accompanied by Bernard Carabello, a self-advocate and founder of Self-Advocacy Association of New York State.
Hi, everybody. What a nice turnout. It's wonderful to be here with Diane and, of course, with Bernard and Dr. Wilkins and Dr. Bronston. When the doctors called me 50 years ago to tell me of this expose that needed airing on television, Jane Curtin's fine work at the Advance, to advance that story and get the story out, I could not believe the conditions they described. It was horrifying, they told me, my trusted friends, and it was terrible and needed remediation. Of course, I had no idea, even with their harsh assessment, how horrible it really would be. Of course, I had no idea that 50 years later, 35 years after the closing of this terrible institution, we would be gathered here celebrating the progress, guarding against deterioration and budget cuts and so forth. But the world has changed for the developmentally disabled. They have come out of the shadows. Their lives, their rights, their futures are now part of all of our lives. The progress has been unbelievable. The world has changed for the developmentally disabled, for the better, thanks to the work of many of the people here. Onward and upward, the fight continues.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here. This concludes our ribbon cutting, but it's not the end of the event. Oh, concludes. No, customer, we're gonna cut the ribbon. Okay, thank you. Oh, look at that.
Wait. And don't run over my foot. Come on. Let's get the ribbon in the middle. Further. Ready? Push. Ready? And 1, 2, 3.
Now this concludes our ribbon cutting ceremony. I take the scissor. All right. So please join us for a buffet luncheon inside the 1P, the atrium. And we would like to also invite you to explore the Willowbrook Mall and other related exhibits that we have prepared for you. So please come join us.
This way.
Great.
Good.
Frank, you have the wheels? I need my wheels.